Hello YouTube, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great start to your February. I'm here in front of the Conti building at the National Institutes of Health to give you a quick review of my new old Dahon EDP3 3-speed folding bike from the early 1990s. I'd say it's, at this point, probably my favorite folding bike. It's either this or the Strida Mark I. This one I think fits me a bit better, but I like them each in their own way. I've sold the Huffy Touriste folding bike that I mentioned earlier, and honestly, I think this is just frankly a much better bike. It has 16-inch wheels, you can see on the bottom here, and importantly, unlike the Huffy Touriste, these are aluminum alloy wheels, which means you're able to stop if these get moist. They're made, I think, by Eliza. I had, let me just rotate this a little bit here and get the name for you. Yeah, there we go. Eliza alloy wheels, you can see there, made in Belgium. I wonder if that's a Weinmann subsidiary, maybe something different. It has side pull brakes on both the front and rear, as well as some nice fenders there. The wheels are aluminum alloy, as I mentioned. 16 inches, 1.175, ISO 305 rims. But the frame, this frame we're looking at here, is high-tensile steel. What you'll notice that's very interesting about this frame, and this was refined by Dahon from the 80s onward, is it's not just a single U-shaped pipe or a single, linear pipe like you'd see with the Rog Pony or the I'm trying to remember the name, Raleigh 20 respectively. It's really a miniature diamond, and I think that's why I like this bike so much. It's a diamond, which means the ride quality I felt is substantially better than on the 3-speed Huffy Touriste, which also happens to be several pounds heavier than this with those chrome 16-inch rims. What makes this a bit heavier than some other similar Dahon models from the early 90s is a one-piece crank. I've ridden this again 400 miles since I got it, but I haven't overhauled any of the bearings. I just oiled them, which honestly is not good practice. But as I may have talked about for that Strida, I've repacked a one-piece crank, and that was pretty easy. So right above the crank, you can see there a chain guard, little folding pedal that's both convenient and inconvenient. It's convenient for storage, not so convenient for riding. I guess as an aside, this thing will pack very, very small. Anyway, so keep looking on the drive side. It has a Sachs torpedo hub. Let's see if you can see the Sachs logo in there. Focus on that a bit better. Yeah, there you go. There you can see Sachs. Very nicely easy adjust trigger shifter, little trigger cable there. That comes out pretty easily. I'm not going to touch it. I squirted a little bit of motor oil inside of there, and so far so good. I mean, I've heard with some of these 3-speed hubs, all you have to do is just lightly oil once or twice and you're good. Looks like I'll need to be cleaning this chain with some WD-40 fairly soon. I've been riding this quite a bit. There's a rear reflector, your rear fender there, a very nice rack. I mean, this is honestly, it's a mini hybrid is what it is, with these little wheels, diamond frame, flat bars there, and rack to carry stuff. You can store all kinds of stuff in there. I got this for $85 in Silver Spring, and it was so small I could fit it under the seat of the J2 bus from Silver Spring to here in Bethesda. Now we're looking at the seat post. That is a telescoping seat post. I mentioned how comfortable this is. Yeah, there's a few scratches there, but the saddle is a little squishy, which is great. And more importantly, can raise up high enough for my 5'10" self. And then looking at the steerer tube, and I guess the headset stem, whatever else you want to call it, you'll see that's also fairly high, and unlike on the 80s Dahons, this doesn't have an extra support that folds down there. I mean, I think they got better in reliability as these advanced. Yeah, this is 29 pounds, so not all that heavy. I guess, at this point I should start talking about the flat bars. I've added a bunch of stuff to this. It came with these nice squishy grips. It has, I think these are Dahon branded brake levers, Nagoi bell, a mount for my Garmin Edge 500 I use to track my rides. The torpedo trigger shifter, this is really cool. See, I can flick to a higher speed and, it falls in place, and then pull until the indicator's in the right position to go into lower speeds. And that's really shifted very nicely. The only issue it's not really an issue is when it gets colder, the cable housing or cable shrink, and it's a little harder to shift back into 3, but I just adjust the cable and I'm fine there. I have a little cell phone holder here and a couple lights that are pretty decent for visibility. You can see the stem will steer tube, or stem, that's what I'm looking for. The stem will fold down there. There's a front reflector, and you can see the opposite side pedal does not fold. And then we have our nice little kickstand there, and finally it's not one but 2 hinges there on the opposite side that we can see from the opposite side of the bond bracket, the pivot point. I'm probably going to overhaul the bearings on this at some point really soon. It definitely needs it. And as I mentioned, I've had pretty good luck with overhauling these one-piece cranks. You should be able to see, yes, you can just very, very barely see the serial number there. Anyway, so that's an overview of the Dahon EDP3. It does have a missing caster there for rolling it when folded. I'll have to work on that. And there's just the rear side pull brakes. I love this bike. It's really comfortable, way nicer ride quality, and more, I don't think I could call it planing, but just more efficient power transfer than I saw on either the Dahon Speed D7 I reviewed or the Huffy Touriste. Again, I've biked this now 410 miles or so in the DMV, mainly around my workplace here at the NIH. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you appreciated this video. Definitely, if you find an early 90s Dahon frame that looks like this, these are great rides, especially, as I've heard, once you overhaul all the bearings. Thanks for watching. Please comment down below and like and subscribe as always. Take care, everybody.